Hello guys, myself Jeshna Madhurao with student ID 4173661 and here is my student ID. So in this particular question, I'll be demonstrating question number 2 with the given PCAP file in the requirement documents using Suricata and JQ. So to begin with, I'll just start with showing the files that exists here. And here you can see in my home directory and the Suricata logs are already generated. The ev.json file is 1.3 M and so as the other files. So this is what we'll be analyzing with JQ right now. And to continue, I'll be doing the event type overview with this particular command, I would say. So basically, what this command does is this extracts the counts all events type from ev.json file, which we already have in our home directory. We can see that there are a total of 135 alerts. So 50 anomalies and notably 4 POP3 events, which immediately suggests email protocol activity and a potential data exfiltration indicator. So upon this, after getting to know what the event types overview looks like, so we'll just go with the signature summary of the alert. So this is the command for that. So here you can see that the most critical part of the output. So we can see there are 70 hits for Quakbot and 4 hits of Gozi, both matched against the Abuse.ch and the threat intelligence. So DNS invalid authorities fired like 48 times and an exe file downloaded over HTTP is also confirmed. So all major indicators of compromises are notably you can see here. And then we can just quickly look at the details of the Quakbot C2 C2 property. So yeah, you can see that filtering for Quakbot shows basically the infected hosts with 10.1.29.101 beginning to 61.115.106 and that is on particularly port number 443. The TLS certificate reveals the fraudulent issuer. Basically, the code just macword oxymic a randomly generated organization name. So from this particular output, I can say that 70-time configuration sustained with C2 beginning. And similarly, if you just go with the Gozi infostealer details, with this particular command here, you can clearly see that filtering for Gozi shows the particular connection with this particular IP address, that is 72.21.81 and 189 on the port number 443 with prototype of with the protocol of TCP. So this is basically consistent regardless of the destination IP address, making it like a I would say like a definitive malware identifier. And then comes our step 6, which is distinguished the output as PNG, which is basically a photo. Okay, shoot. Yeah, so here this confirms window P executable was basically served distinguished as 44444.png. It's just a huge output, so yeah, it has to be somewhere here. And then the flow bit confirms that the compromised WordPress site, and the non-standard user agent Haskell confirms the automated malware initiated this download. So it's a huge output. So I've given the detailed analysis and what exactly has happened in each of these steps in the report summary. And further continuing, I'll be just showing the step 7 with file downloads analysis. So for that particular execution of the output, this is the command that I would be giving. And here you can see there are a total of, I would say literally 8 to 10 outputs with all the files downloaded to the infected hosts. There's one particular thing that I have to mention here is the identical sizes that basically strongly suggest the same malicious payloader user under the different names. We can also see that impersonating Microsoft Office is pretty dominant, and you can predominantly notice that. And next confirmation of the compromises would be the zip download confirmation, and the command for zip file confirmation would be this one. And here you can clearly see that this confirms the zip download basically, which is like 104,724 bytes from the partner.com over plain HTTP applications. The flow with ED whipped like the compromised WordPress site serving like a zip archive. The legitimate looking edge user agent was used to blend in which the normal traffic was actually traced back. And then we'll go with the DNS query analysis, which is also quite important for this particular analysis. And okay, this shows a decent output. Basically, there's nothing but the DNS analysis shows like the WPAD queries, which is of 56 times, and indicating the WPAD proxy abuse to redirect the HTTP traffic, POP3 archive and queried 16 times suggests like the email harvesting here, you can see that. And then comes like the anomaly events, and the comment for that particular thing would be this thing. And here also we can see 3 different sections of the output suggesting that the internal DNS server has been manipulated to return the crafted responses, known as the Quakbot and Gozi technique. So based on these outputs, like I have stated 4 different hypotheses in my research, in my report. Basically, the first hypothesis would be the malware delivery via the compromised WordPress. So here, what I have hypothesized is basically from both Bhartner and 444.png from the different websites, right? So we're both downloaded from WordPress uploaded directories with Suricata flow bits and the other et.http binary confirming the compromised environment source and the binary payload. And the second hypothesis of mine talks about the Quakbot C2 communication, where the fraudulent TLS certificate issued by a randomly generated infrastructure organization just 2 days before the capture. And the hypothesis 3 talks about the Gozi infostealer information. And so as my hypothesis 4 talks about the DNS infrastructure manipulation. DNS infrastructure manipulation hypothesis is quite interesting because this is combined with the two combined with 56 queries times and excessive reverse DNS lookups. This confirms the DNS tampering consistent with Quakbot and Gozi post-infectious behavior. And to conclude, I would say, like in summary, like the Suricata and JQ analysis of Q2 cap file that was given to us confirmed an active dual malware infectious on a particular host, which is 10.129 and 101, involving two different applications like Quakbot and Gozi. And those were delivered via a WordPress infrastructure, which was actually hijacked or altered or downloaded with sustained secret communications and other DNS manipulations and email harvesting activities. So in general, or in total, I would say total of 20 indicators of compromises were identified, and they were actually detailedly reported in my assignment. So that is the end of this particular assignment, and thank you.